And now, Bottom Split Theatre.
Good evening and welcome to another edition of Bottom Split Theater of the Global Mazda series here on iRacing. It's 2018 Season 4, Week 1, and we're at Summit Point Raceway. Have kind of a small field tonight. We've had a couple drivers disconnect, so it looks like we're only going to have 6 drivers take the field, 4 of them at a time. But we'll get to that in just a moment. So I'm Alex Albert. With me tonight is Tom Ellison. As always, is Michael Derby in the booth. So, Tom, can you give us a rundown of the 4 cars that set a time?
Absolutely. Good evening, everybody. Thank you, Alex. We see on the pole position Sebastian Lopez with a 124.9. He just reconnected from the session, having previously disconnected at the end of qualifying, so hopefully he's able to make the grid at the start of this race. Alongside him, Sean Courtney along the front row. Carlos Colon and Hal Nunn round out the second row. Those are the 4 drivers that set a time in qualifying. Rounding out the grid, we have Dwight Koga, Gonzalo Perez, Francis Castillo Romero, Michael H. Burton.
Yeah, the engines are up, and here we go.
And we're away.
Yeah, Lopez made it back just in time, joined the grid, and there we go.
And he's in the lead. Good start. Good work from the mechanics there to get the car ready for the grid with 30 seconds to spare. And we're side by side into turn 1 now. Last the late breakers. This is a brave move.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, I think the 9 contact.
Did the 9 make contact? It looked like he got in there very deep.
That was Carlos Colon in the number 9 car. He got on the brakes very late, tried to make it 3 wide into the turn-in point, and made contact there with Sean Courtney, number 6 car. But minimal damage. Everyone's still going. Everyone's in a straight line as we come through turn 3 here. And nice, fairly clean start to the race.
Yeah, I think we're going to see quite a battle here. We were a little worried with some of the disconnects in qualifying, but it looks like the boys are back and they're ready to race. We see Sebastian Lopez there running wide on the exit, and he's gone straight for the retaliation. He went straight into Carlos Colon there, spun him around, and that's Sebastian Lopez back into second place. Sean Courtney is your leader, and Lopez there in a world of trouble with some oversteer. Is his car damaged?
I think it is now. He certainly took out a little bit of frustration there on Carlos Colon. I don't think he felt that Carlos was being particularly friendly into the braking zone for the hairpin, but that seems to have been sorted out now, and we have, at the end of your first lap, number 6 car of Sean Courtney in the lead by about 1.5, 2 seconds. Second place, Sebastian Lopez after that early contact. Third place, Hal Nunn, closely followed by Thiago Cariniato. And Thiago having a look here into turn 1. He's going to brake super late down the inside. Hal Nunn wisely giving him a lot of space. Carrying the speed down the outside.
Thiago got a little bit of that curb there. Unsettled the car. Allows Hal Nunn to get a better run out of the corner.
Yeah, sensible driving from Nunn there. He saw Thiago make the move early and just braked a little bit later and carried the speed around the outside. Wise driving there.
So something that we haven't done in a while is our picks. So longtime viewers might know that as the host, we sometimes oftentimes off camera pick our own favorites. And tonight, Tom picked Hal Nunn, and it looks like he was right, man. Hal Nunn.
Yep, showing what wisdom beyond his years, I think, in these opening laps. He's only the number 8 car, but he's running 3rd place at the moment, fending off Thiago Cariniato. As we speak, up front, your leader still Sean Courtney, putting out a bit of a gap now. He was 2.3 at the line from Sebastian Lopez. And we see in the back, Thiago has got past Hal Nunn. That was my fault. I cursed him with the commentator's magic words there.
I put that on my tab. I brought it up. So my pick was Gonzalo Perez. Hopefully nothing bad happens to him in the next lap or so. As we see the 4 car of Michael H. Burton making a run, having a look, pulling back in line, thinking better of it though. Will he pull back out in the braking zone? No, he won't.
Yeah, sensible driving there from Burton. He had a bit of a run coming out of the final corner on Hal Nunn, but decided discretion.
Hal was having none of it.
No, Nunn was going a little bit defensive down the main straight, and these guys settling now into what's going to be a protracted battle to the flag, I think.
Yeah, I believe. Oh, here we go. Thiago getting a little bit of oversteer there.
Yeah, Tiago had a little bit oversteer. Burton ran wide. These guys are all, you could throw a blanket over them at the moment.
All right, and up front, though, Sean Courtney starting to stretch it away a bit on our pole sitter of Sebastian Lopez.
Lopez was about a tenth faster in the last lap. Remains to be seen if he can keep up that pace and start to close the gap or not. But it was fairly static over the previous lap. Nothing much changing at the front at the moment. The real battle we're seeing now is for third, fourth, and fifth.
And Burton, yeah, around the outside there. Hal Nunn just lifted and let him have it.
Hal Nunn is in preservation mode, as we've seen, playing the long game for these endurance races in the Mazda Cup Series. It's a 15-lap race here. Like this is
pretty good distance. Yeah, I mean, from here, you're going to move up into something like a Ferrari Challenge with races even shorter. So, here in iRacing, you have to prove your mettle right from the start with these challenging 15-lap races here in the Global Mazda Series in Week 1.
And this is really where the Ferrari Challenge teams will come to get their pick of the new talent that are coming through the iRacing graduate system. And they're looking out for people who can be consistent, can be sensible in racing wheel to wheel. And I think, frankly, Hal Nunn has displayed all of those qualities in the race so far.
Right. I think the one other thing you need is a big checkbook.
The Dentist Cup does take checks, and as we're seeing at the front, Sean Courtney, car number 6, has had a little moment going to the hairpin. He's still ahead, but to my eyes, I think the gap to Sebastian Lopez looks significantly smaller than it was at the start of the lap. Maybe some movement at the front soon.
Right. Let's
here we go. Again. Sebastian Lopez spinning there on the exit of the Plantport corner, and he has retired to the pit lane.
Oh no.
Yeah, I got a little bit of oversteer coming through that fast right-hander, and I think he may have lifted and just shifted the balance of the car there.
And here we go. We got a battle. The 4 car is going to drive right by the 7. It was like the 7 let him have it. What do these guys know about the 4 that we don't, that they just pull over and let him have it?
It's possible some drivers gain a reputation at this level of racing, and maybe they've seen him before on track.
All right, going back there, I see Tiago did make a bit of a mistake coming out of the last corner, so that's what happened there. He just got a little bit loose there. He got a bit too much curb on the inside.
Possible he had to slow down from running over the curb there, and had to lift on the straight to clear that before turn 1. At the same time as well, Hal Nunn giving up another place to Gonzalo Perez. Nunn now running in 5th place, Perez 4th after that retirement from Sebastian Lopez. But Perez getting very slightly under braking there and has just pulled over to let Hal Nunn pass back into 4th place. These two going back and forth consistently in the middle of the field.
Yeah, funny how our picks have now crossed paths here on the racetrack. So I picked the 5, you have the 8. Let's see what happens here. The 5, I think, has a little bit more pace. Nunn doesn't seem to want to race.
He doesn't want to race, but he may just be playing the long game. Self-preservation here will be key, and if he thinks that Perez is slightly more wayward, slightly more mistake-prone, then we could see an error creep into the race at the later stages.
Yes. All right, so now we're going to be on board with Perez. We're a third of the way into this race, 10 more to go. Nunn taking the defensive line there.
It's a late move from Perez in the braking zone, but he backs out. He down to 2nd gear. That's cautious. Getting a little bit of oversteer mid-corner and then powering out. This is some cautious driving here from both participants. Really, there's not many places to pass around the Summit Point circuit. It's a challenging, narrow course with trees just off the racing line. Can be very dangerous and intimidating to a novice driver. So you really need to be careful and pick your battles wisely.
And you mentioned that they both are at a cautious pace. They've and both have turned laps about 2.5 seconds faster than the ones they did that last lap. So they are holding something back here.
I think maybe conserving tires, possibly saving fuel.
That's a long way. Yeah, long way.
You want to make sure you have some rubber fresh for the final laps and a challenge. Howland there you see braking into the final corner. That's an unorthodox approach. And that's enabled Perez to get a bit of run of him here coming up to the final corner. We're going to see some two-wide action here.
Yeah, Perez, I think, is going to come away the victor.
Yep,
oh,
once again showing his trademark caution, letting Perez have the line into the final corner, but he hasn't lost too much ground, and now he's able to get a better exit and stay with him down the main straight.
Yeah, Nunn, I believe, is happy to just run in the draft, get to the finish. You know, oh, and here we go. Nunn, oh, man, got in there way too late. Used Perez to make the corner.
He, Nunn there, braking in a straight line, put two wheels on the grass on the outside of the corner and reduced his braking capacity severely going into turn one. Had to use Perez's pretty much a crutch to get into the corner, and that won't have endeared him to his racing companion.
No, but it was quite the save, and we mentioned that the talent scouts, that's something that, you know, you have to use what you have out there, and sometimes it's your opponent's bumpers, but now he's starting to pull away. Great save, I say. It was a tricky situation.
I wonder if Perez has any damage on his car after that. It was a hefty whack to the right side, and hopefully he's not going to have too much impedance to his pace.
Yeah, it's as we both know, as racers of these cars here in the simulator and in real life, if you mess up the alignment of these race cars, even a few tenths of a degree, it can really make it a bad time out there.
Certainly can. If the car does happen to take a whack on the right-hand side driver's door, that can upset the alignment of the right front, and that can lead to some 2 hours of sweaty racing around VIR, as I know to my cost. But we're seeing out front now, Sean Courtney is still imperious out front. His lap times have been very consistent, all in the mid-25s the last 3 laps, running good, clean laps. And Michael Burton was a little bit faster on the previous lap, running similar pace, but he doesn't really seem to be able to make any inroads into the lead.
He's going to need a lot more than that, Tom, if he's going to get there by the end of this one.
He's going to need a lot more than that. I think Sean maybe just managing the gap, conserving the car, saving the tires, and making sure that everything is in line.
Yeah, now this will be, if Sean Courtney can bring it home, and I almost hate to say it for risk of jinxing him, but it would be a back-to-back for Team Canada tonight. Team Canada brought home the win in the earlier oval round.
Well, a lot of good drivers coming out of the frozen north there. It seems to be something, maybe that upbringing on the icy roads of the frozen tundra can lend something to car control.
It must be Finns and Saskatoons. You know, they all are able to hold their own out here on the racetrack as we see the 6 car continuing to clip off quick laps. But now Michael Burton turning up the wick a bit, about 1.2 seconds faster that lap. Now that's the kind of pace that will get there.
That could be a factor now. Let's see if he can repeat that. Perez and Cologne we're watching now. Perez had a bit of a moment in the final corner. I think he's got some damage there to the right front. He had a bit of overstaking through the final corner, and Cologne has taken the draft, taken the gap, and is up into 5th place now. We see some damage on Cologne's front bumper there. I think he had an accident or an incident certainly on lap 1.
Yeah, in a nice controlled slide there through turn 1 of Cologne.
He doesn't seem to be letting it affect his driving style or race, and is gamely making progress. So we'll keep an eye on him. Oh, interesting line there through turn 3, taking to the grass. Wouldn't be surprised if that was a little bit of a slowdown penalty.
Well, as we both know, sometimes when the cars do get damaged, like Cologne's is, and they drive a little different, not optimally, but you have to make the best of the situation. You learn how to overcome that, and maybe that's just what he's doing. He's learned, you know, to get through turns 1 quick. He's got to do kind of a slide. As we see Perez there with the big slide into the hairpin, I have to believe Perez has major problems.
Yeah, he doesn't look a happy driver out there, and probably hurting a little bit from the contact that Nunn inflicted going into turn 1. But he can't get close enough to take revenge. That's just the way it's going to be. But Cologne here has made a little bit of time on Nunn. I think fourth.
Yeah, it's probably about 3 seconds on the lap before. Let's see what it is this time.
And Michael Burton out front, 25-1 last time compared to your leader Sean Courtney, who had a 26-1, making up another second. This could get spicy at the front yet. Still some time to go.
So this battle back here, the Hal Nunn, Carlos Colon battle, 4th and 5th. The difference in speed there is about 2 seconds. Up front, the difference is about 1 second. So we think this one will close down a little bit quicker, but we got our eyes on both.
Yeah, I'll keep an eye on the front, but...
Oh, and there goes Cologne. Oh. He just dipped a tire into the grass. Oh, in the braking zone. Wow, I thought he was going to get a piece of the wall. Slides across. Perez comes through.
Good save in the end. To all intents and purposes, he repeated his trick from the previous lap, getting very sideways into turn 3, and wasn't able to keep it quite together that time, but gathered it all up, didn't hit a wall, and he's back on track now.
All right, so I guess the battle we need to worry about then is can Michael H. Burton run down Mr. Sean Courtney? Let's ride along with Burton.
Another line there as we come across. It is closer again. Another 25-1 from Michael Burton. Sean Courtney with a 26-5, so he's pulled out another 1.5 seconds. This is going to get spicy, but there are 5 laps to go. It's 15-lap race in total. This is lap 11. They just started. So we are looking at a good battle for the lead.
Yeah, I have to believe that Burton, if he doesn't make any mistakes, and right there he made a small one, but if he doesn't make any big ones, I have to believe this is his race.
Yeah, he's driving very hard at the moment. As you saw him running wide out of turn 3 there, using up all the grass and a little bit more. But he has got the bit between his teeth now, and he's looking to challenge Courtney into the closing stage of this race.
Yeah, I think he just needs to calm down here. You know, it's going to be 4 to go this time at the line. It's only 2 seconds up the road. You're a second a lap faster. Just get there. You know, you don't have to get it all in one lap.
Courtney looking a little bit nervous behind the wheel there. You saw his car a little bit cautious, a little bit unsettled there through the penultimate corner, and then carrying far too much speed into the final corner. He's overdriving the car now in an effort to stay ahead, and that will not help him in the long term.
Yeah, he's definitely rattled. Turned in early on the last turn there, and just carried way too much speed, but kept his foot in it as No Lift Smith would do. And you know what? It worked out for him.
Yeah, Burton a little bit.
Ooh, I have to believe Burton's way too deep into the braking zone here.
Yeah, he's got the bit between his teeth. You can see his prey in front of him, and he's now pushing really hard to try and close the gap.
Yeah, he got away with one there. Another 10 meters, and I have to believe he would have been off into the dirt.
Both drivers here pushing their cars to the limit in search of this win, and this is what motor racing is all about.
So, wow, we're seeing quite the battle here. Sean Courtney, though, coming out, trying to protect the pride of Canada. Sean, just a rookie with his red bumper, new to the service somewhat. He's been around for a little while, based upon we just looks like he's had a few races. Michael Burton, though, a B-class racer out of Texas, definitely been around for quite a while. Takes a while to get up to the B-class. And I guess tonight we're going to see, can the rookie hold off the veteran?
Courtney there was a lot tidier through the final turn than he was the previous lap, learning from his mistakes, carrying a little less speed, and that was a good lap in response. 25-4.
Ooh, 25-4, wow.
25-4. Burton matches his time, but importantly does not make any time on him. 3 laps to go. This is going to be a tight finish all the way to the line. Burton again carrying a lot of speed into turn 1, running wide, and that's going to impact his lap.
Yeah, he lost probably a half a second there. He got it down to 1.3 by the braking zone. It's all the way back out to 2.1.
Yeah, just getting a little overexcited there into the braking zone. That's not how you gain time in these cars. You can't drive them in too deep. You just have to maintain your speed, carry the speed through the corner, and then maximize your exit. And that's what Courtney is doing successfully at the moment, and Burton is failing to do by carrying too much speed into the braking zone in the initial part of the corner.
Yeah, he's his slowest part of his corner is past the true apex, and with a car like this, you just don't have the horsepower to run that type of line.
And this is fascinating to see that Courtney has responded to the challenge of Burton and is running his line, hitting his marks, carrying his speed, and really maintaining the gap again. Let's see if Burton has anything for him in the final 2 laps.
Right. I'm very impressed with the response here. This is something that the scouts will definitely notice.
Oh,
whoa, as he runs
there.
wide here. Oh, is he starting to feel the pressure?
I shouldn't have said anything. Once more.
Yep, 2 to go right now at the line. What's the gap?
25.9 from Courtney at the line, 26.3 from Burton. That's that turn 1 mistake coming back to haunt him. So he's actually lost 4/10 coming through here. As we've got to come to turn 1. Has Burton learned his lesson?
Oh, I don't know. He's making up a
looked a little
lot
better
of
to
time
me.
there. Yeah, it was about 1.8 when they entered the braking zone, 1.3 coming out. So Burton, a half a second better just on the brakes.
Yeah, he finally nailed his braking point and was able to carry the right amount of speed into the corner, not run wide, hit his apex, and then able to power out. And he's hunting down Courtney once again. Let's see what Courtney has to respond.
Oh, that's a very tough corner there. That's so high speed leading down here to the slowest part of the course.
Burton again making time on the brakes through there. I think he's a little bit closer.
I think that's experience.
Yeah, experience there and just hitting his mark correctly. Courtney feeling the pressure as this rookie driver. It's not quite used to this sustained pressure over a series of laps. And let's see if he can hang on. We're approaching the final lap now.
And this is one of the tougher rounds, in my opinion. The different weeks we'll see different lap counts, but 15 laps around Summit Point, definitely tricky and tough. But here we go. As you mentioned, the last time coming here for the white flag.
And it's close. It looks close to me. I'd say this is no more
It's less than a second.
Yep, it's a second at the line. Burton with a 25.0 that final lap. Really putting the pressure on.
Oh, wow. 1.2 seconds faster. All right, he's 3/4 of a second as they enter the braking zone. Oh, it looks like he might be on his bumper exiting it.
Yeah, he once again nailed the braking into T1 there, right on the limit. And he's made up a little bit more time coming through. This is going to be mighty close in this final lap.
Yes, I really feel like he's going to have to probably take a try at him here at going into the hairpin. Otherwise, I just don't know that there's a good place to make it happen.
Well, we saw the previous lap. He was a lot braver on the brakes into this braking zone. Let's see if he can replicate that. Carrying the speed and then hitting his mark. And Courtney running wide.
Oh, no! Oh,
the pressure has told. And that's what Burton was banking on. He knew he probably couldn't get a pass done, but if he pressured the rookie, if he hit his marks, if he got right up to his bumper, maybe he would make a mistake, and it has come to pass.
Yeah, I was watching the traces there. Burton actually backed off much sooner than he does normally into that turn, and I think that Courtney just outdrove it himself. He just outbroke himself there, and that's going to be your winner, Michael H. Burton out of Texas.
Great drive there from Burton, and I feel sorry for Courtney. It's a tough way to lose on the final lap after you make a mistake. Trust me, I know I've been in that situation before, but promising drive from the rookie, and I think he's got a lot more races ahead of him.
I agree with you completely. You know, I think he'll learn a lesson there. The veteran, I think, took him to school there, showed him a little something, and he'll definitely learn from that. You know, he'll be able to keep his composure next time a little better now that he's been in that position. So
a bit of experience will help, and
yes,
take that to the bank and use it next time.
So while we had a short field and we were worried about the quantity of racing we might have, the quality of it was absolutely believable. So
absolutely. And to take you down the finishing order, as we saw Michael Burton getting the win there on the final lap after Sean Courtney making a mistake. Courtney will finish second. Thiago Canignato, after an early bit of drama, had a quiet race to third. Halnan eventually getting fourth place. Gonzalo Perez with a damaged car. Carlos Colon rounding out fifth and sixth. Just crossing the line as we speak.
Yeah.
And then Sebastian Lopez, your early pole sitter, who retired after 3 laps. But this has been a great race. I've thoroughly enjoyed this time in BST. Any final words, Alex?
No, just want to invite everyone to come back next week and join us. As you can see, there's great battles from the front to the back, all the way up and down the grid here in the Bottom Split Theater. So, yeah, thanks again for joining us. I'm Alex Albert. That's Tom Ellison. Michael Derby is our director. And thanks, and good night.
Good evening.